welcome to Rock Poet Children's Ministry Online. I was waiting for you. Miss Angie.
I figured I'd let you do it this time.
Oh, that was very kind of you. How you
You're
doing,
welcome.
Dwight?
I'm doing
Mr.
fantastic.
Dwight is back with us. It's so good to see you, man.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
It's good to be here.
Yeah, you know what? And this is a historic moment in children's ministry here at Rock Point. You know what it is? We have finally finished the book of Genesis.
It's about time.
Woo! 3 months of Genesis.
Well, there's a lot of stories in Genesis.
That's true.
It is a very big book.
I mean, they go through like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
There's lots to cover from, yeah.
So I know that you guys were like, oh my gosh, can we get past this book? But you know what was pretty cool is we learned a lot of different aspects of the book of Genesis. Walk through it. Like last month, we spent talking just about God's promises in the book of Genesis, which is pretty cool. So now it's a new month. It's September.
Yep.
Kids are going back to school, and we have got a new theme.
Yep.
And I'm kind of excited about it. But before we get there, we got a little game to play first.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is going to be Mr. Dwight versus Miss Angie. No
All right,
holds barred.
ready.
You want to know the name of the game?
Yes.
Who you going to call? Who you going to call?
So I got the songs going in my
I know it's Ghostbusters. How you
Every
can hear it?
parent out there has the song going. Nice
So-
job.
Yes,
Mr.
that's
Jeff.
right. Thanks a lot.
So everybody at home can also play the game with us too, right? You got to keep score your own
Keep
points,
score?
right?
Okay.
Keep score your own points,
Okay.
and it's who you're going to call. So I'm going to ask you questions, give you a scenario, and you're going to say who are you going to call in case of whatever that scenario is. What do you
Okay.
think? You ready?
Sounds good. So I'm just going to use this as my buzzer then?
We get a
What
buzzer.
is that?
Huh?
It's teeth.
Where'd you get that?
What do you mean? It was just sitting around.
Oh, okay.
Let's just play the game.
We don't have buzzers, but if you want to use that,
Okay.
All
here we
right.
go.
all right.
Just-
We'll
All right,
go
guys,
with
ready?
it.
So let me get the questions.
Okay.
Here we go, right here.
I'm ready to tabulate.
Hold on.
What?
Are you ready to lose, Miss Angie?
Oh,
boy.
yeah. Bring it on. Bring it on.
It's like boys versus girls.
Yes.
Only
it
needs to
is.
be one to win. You got 2 boys, one. It's only.
I am not playing the game. I'm just asking the questions.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Ready to win.
Yes.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Questions related to people who get help. All right?
Okay.
So, who helps you when you are hurt and you need to go to the hospital?
Oh.
Yes, like
Uber.
Uber?
Yeah.
Uber. Okay.
You-
Miss Angie?
Well, I think I need to go to the hospital. I would
Yes.
probably call an ambulance.
Okay.
You know, to take you right there. I don't,
Ambulance was the number one
Thank
answer.
you.
Get 30 points.
30 points.
And
Okay.
Uber
Let me write that down.
not on the list.
Not on the
Oh, so
list.
that would be 0?
0
Oh,
points.
0.
Yes.
Huh.
Okay.
So I must have been hurt pretty bad then. You didn't say that I was hurt bad. I just thought maybe I hurt like my pinky and maybe.
Oh,
maybe I could-
brother.
Well, you could
Call
drive
it Uber.
yourself in.
Why would I drive myself if Uber's there?
Oh,
We'll just let your lift was not on there.
Okay, yeah.
All right, you guys ready for the second one?
Yep, no more
Yes.
trick questions there, Pastor Jeff.
All right. Who helps you when you need wisdom? Oh.
Oh.
Yes?
Google. Hello? Why are you laughing?
I'm not.
that's a fun answer.
Okay. Who do you call if you need wisdom?
If I need wisdom,
Yeah.
I think I would probably call a parent or a trusted friend.
Okay, so a parent is second,
Woohoo!
and you get 20 points.
Thank
Number
you.
1 would be Jesus or God, would be 30 points. So you get 20 points.
Okay.
And Google is not on the list. No.
Okay.
So, all right, so you had 30 and 20, you have 50
50.
points.
Yep,
and
I'm
how
keeping
many?
track. Mm-hmm.
I got 0, Pastor
Oh.
Jeff, according to your rating system.
Okay.
So
Okay, you ready for the next one? Who helps you if you leave your toast in the toaster too long and the smoke detector goes off?
Oh, I got it.
Yes.
I got this one for sure.
Wow. You break that thing?
It might be broken.
Okay.
It's okay.
What is-
Aw,
It's fine. DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Yeah, my toast got burned, so now I need breakfast.
Oh,
Hello, DoorDash.
I
Oh.
think that's actually not a bad answer. We'll see
Exactly.
no, that's a fun
So
answer.
who do you call?
If the smoke alarm's going off, you
Yeah.
know what? Actually, if the smoke alarm's going off, I'm going to call my husband to help because I can't reach it. And if it's going off, it's really annoying. I need to bash it and pull the batteries out, and I can't reach. So I would call Jeff and have him reach and pull out the batteries, because that is so annoying when it goes off and there's not really a fire.
Okay.
So,
well, spouse was third on the list, so that is worth 10 points.
10 points. Okay, sweet.
Firefighter was number 1 with 30 points.
So mine must have been
Police
number 2.
was number 2 with 20 points, and
DoorDash?
DoorDash was not on the list, no.
Huh, go figure.
Although, I will say, because that was very creative, 1 point for you.
All right,
Yep.
I get a point.
One nice
1
big
point for you.
just
That was
for you.
very good.
It's going to be that point I need to get me over the top.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now, who helps you if you're at the beach and you're swimming and the waves get too big?
Ooh, Aquaman. This is easy.
Okay, Aquaman and yes, Miss Angie.
The waves get too big. I'm not. Are we assuming I'm stuck in the
Yes,
water? Well,
yes.
then you'd call, the lifeguard or whoever's monitoring. Coast Guard
Lifeguard
or something
was
like
the number 1 answer.
Yes!
Yep, 30
Thank
points
you.
for you.
30. Sweet.
Adult or family member, 20 points. Police, 10 points.
Police.
Um,
I'm in the water and I'm going to call the police.
That's what 100 people
Yes.
surveyed. 100 people surveyed. I
I'm
don't
pretty sure
understand.
Aquaman would come before the police in the water.
Aquaman
while
was
I'm
not
stuck in the
on
waves.
the list. But
Oh,
again,
you know what? This survey was probably done before the movie got released. Nobody
could've
knew about
been.
Aquaman before
Yes.
that.
Although
Maybe
Jason
so.
Momoa would have given you 2 points. So,
Okay.
so we'll give you 2 points. I'll
All
give you
right,
that one. All
all
right,
right.
all right. All right. Here you go. Who helps you when someone steals your backpack and then runs away?
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Nobody, because my schoolwork was in there and all my books, so now I don't have any homework. Yes! No homework.
I don't
Love
even
it.
have to look at the list to know that is going to be 0 points. All right.
A back to school question.
Yes.
That's very appropriate.
Someone steals your backpack and runs away.
Maybe, I'm assuming that means I'm in school. So maybe I would call, ask for the help from a teacher or, principal or somebody like that.
Ooh. Since you said principal, that was number 2.
Oh,
20 points.
excellent. Thank
All right.
you.
Number 1 was police.
Ooh.
And teacher was 10 points.
I have a lot. Oh, I said both. Do I get those
No,
points?
you do not. You only get the higher of the
Oh,
2.
okay. I have a lot of points. I'm doing really good. How many do you have?
3.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have 110 so far.
Good job.
Thank
All
you.
right, here we go. This is the last one. Who helps you when you are lost?
Jesus.
That's a good answer.
Oh, really?
I think, isn't it?
That is a good answer.
All right.
Oh, I was going to
I'm
say
not going to
Jesus
tell you
too.
how good. but I'm
That's
just
what I was going to
it's-
say. Can I say that too?
Nope.
Oh, I have to say somebody else?
He buzzed in first.
Oh, when I'm lost? Oh, well then I guess I do Google Maps on my phone, because that's what I would do if I'm lost.
Well, there was no other answer than Jesus,
Oh.
and that is 100 points. for Mr.
Oh!
Hey!
Dwight. So what's your total?
110.
103.
Well, that was so close, though. But dude,
These
Great.
questions were rigged.
I think so. Only one answer, and
Well,
only
hey-
one person can get them.
well, we will have the rest of this discussion. But before we do, how about we get our hearts ready and do some worship? What do you guys
All right,
think?
sounds
Let's
good.
do it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Something ain't gonna reach in love. You rain down blessings from above. Down, down, down. You pour those blessings down. All my sins are washed away. In you, it's a brand new day. High, high, high. We're gonna lift you high. I will worship. 'Cause you are worth it. I will lift my hands in praise. Give you honor on my days. I will worship. 'Cause you are worth it. You are King above all kings. For your glory I will sing. I swim to anger, rich in love. You rain down blessings from above. Down, down, down. You pour those blessings down. All my sins are washed away. In you, it's a brand new day. High, 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 we're gonna lift you high.
one thing. The same God that never fails will not fail me now. You won't fail me now in the way. The same God who's never late is working all things out. You're working all things out. Yes, I will lift you high in the lowest valley. Yes, I will bless your name. Yes, I will sing for joy when my heart is heavy all my days. Oh, yes, I will. I count on one thing. The same God that never fails will not fail me now. You won't fail me now in the way. The same God who's never late is working all things out. You're working all things out. Yes, I will lift you high in the lowest valley. Yes, I will bless your name. Yes, I will sing for joy when my heart is heavy all my days. Oh, yes, I will for all my days. Oh, yes, I will, and I choose to praise, to glorify the name of all names. And nothing can stand against, and I choose to praise, to glorify the name of all names. That nothing can stand against, and I choose to praise, to glorify the name of all names. That nothing can stand against, and I choose to praise, to glorify the name of all names. That nothing can stand against. Oh, yes, I will lift you high in the lowest valley. Yes, I will bless your name. Yes, I will sing for joy when my heart is heavy all my days. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Why, hello there. We're here just to wish everyone who's turning 1 year older in September a very happy birthday. You know, is someone else turning 4 in September?
Luca.
Luca's turning 4 on the 30th of September. So, Luca, you gonna join with me and help sing happy birthday?
Yeah.
All right, you got your guitar?
Yeah.
Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Can we do it rock and roll style one more time?
Yeah.
Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday.
See you.
See you later, JD Moms.
That worship, fantastic.
Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. And birthday celebration. It was nice of Pastor Jake to join us. Wasn't that kind
Yes,
of cool?
it was. I can't
Yeah.
believe we did another birthday online.
Oh, I know. That was the Pastor Jacob family special birthday
Love
right
it.
there. That was pretty cool. So happy birthday to all of you folks in September.
Yep.
And you know what? Pretty soon we'll be able to do it right here live.
Right, that's true.
Yep.
We'll still do it online though, but we'll be here also. So
Yep. So
that was
another
confusing.
week. we'll have somebody that'll be able to join us, and then hopefully as the weeks go on, we'll be able to add more and more, and until we can get back to a kind of our normal time on Sunday morning, right? So you guys are probably at home thinking, what did that game have to do with the Bible?
We often wonder these things.
Well, the game was called Who You Gonna Call? And so the idea was all about help. So all month long, we're going to be talking about help, and specifically God's help. So instead of, we have reached that pinnacle where we're done with the book of Genesis, as we mentioned, but we are now onto the book of Exodus. And we're going to see how God helped through the book of Exodus. It's going to be pretty cool stories throughout the month. But before we kind of get to the Bible story itself, I figure we might have a few questions speaking of help, and maybe you guys can answer a few questions of some life experiences and some different things about needing help. So you guys up for it?
Sure.
All right, so let me ask you the first one would be, have you ever needed someone else's help?
I have. So I've had surgery on my leg, and when I had surgery, I couldn't really do much after the surgery, so I was at home and resting on my couch or in my bed, and so I needed somebody to make sure that I was fed and all my needs were taken care of, and so thankfully my wife was kind enough to help me out for those few weeks of making sure that I had what I needed. So it's kind of a humbling experience not being able to do for yourself, but I was thankful that I was able to have the help.
That's pretty cool. I imagine that at home, when you've got somebody else doing stuff for you that you could normally do yourself, it doesn't always make you feel so good, you know?
No, I felt great, Pastor Jeff. I felt fantastic.
You love the attention, right?
I might have another surgery just so I can get more help. Actually.
I was just going to ask you if it was hard to ask for help, but apparently not.
No.
Yes.
No, not in that area.
No.
I'm just imagining Luciana downstairs and you with a bell in your room going, ding, 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 ding.
Oh boy.
Is that how it went?
No.
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 Good thing.
All right, well, how about this? Have you ever been to an emergency room?
Oh, I have.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Well, I had an accident in the car about 15, 16 years ago. It was a rollover, as a matter of fact.
So your car rolled all the way over?
Yeah, I was driving a minivan, and long story, but the totally rolled over to avoid hitting someone else. I had to swerve and this whole thing. So I rolled over the complete van, and ambulance came, tow truck came.
Wow.
And then I went to the ER. Obviously, the ambulance took me there, and yeah, everything turned out fine, and it was very surreal and crazy, but had a lot of help that day.
But those are those kind of things that I think that you're thankful for. You don't think about police and ambulances and EMS and fire department, all that. You don't think about folks until there's like a crisis, like an accident, or your home is on fire, or anything like that. Then you're like, I am so grateful there are helpers.
Oh, I totally was, because obviously I didn't know what to do, and I thought I was just going to get up and get back in the car. You know, you get kind of thrown in there like, no, you're going to come on the stretcher, and you're going to go to the ER and check everything out, and
It's always amazing that you see those folks that work in those situations all the time. They're always so calm.
Oh, they were totally calm.
You know, all of us are, you know, if you're in an accident, you're freaking out or something's going on. These guys are always very calm. These
they were.
are always very calm and like, let me help you. And you're like, oh, that's so nice. You know? It always makes you feel kind of good that somebody else can handle those kind of things.
Yeah.
So, speaking of police, what about you guys? Have you guys ever needed help from the police?
Why don't you answer a question,
Yeah.
Pastor Jeff, Mr. Question Man today?
Why would you ask me that question? Are you assuming I'm in trouble with the police?
Listen, I'm just saying, maybe...
Questions are going in a whole different direction
Now that you mention, okay, I will answer. I have actually needed police's help before. When I was living downriver and I was going to Wayne State, I was commuting every day, and it was really cold. It was one of those like February freezing mornings, and as I was driving over the River Rouge Bridge to go over, my car just died. I was able to get to the shoulder, but I couldn't get to the right shoulder. I had to get to the left-hand shoulder. Not a very safe place to be, and my car died. I was like, oh my gosh. Back then we didn't have cell phones.
Right.
So I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So I walked, and I didn't have a coat because I was, 23 or so, and I just Never thought my
Too
car
cold for
would
a
break
coat,
down
yeah.
in the middle of winter. Yes, I've learned from these experiences. I had to walk down off the bridge, and I called 911 or the tow truck to come get me, services to come get me. And by the time I got out there, a police officer had stopped and was waiting there for me. And I got back, and he said, "Is this your car?" I'm like, "Yeah." I go, "It's my battery. It's dead. I don't understand." He's like, "Well, let's jump. Let's go." And we got out there, and he took his time and helped me. And sure enough, that's all I needed was a jump.
Nice.
And my car would go, and I told him thank you. And I was like, it was the nicest guy. You know, just
That's
hooked me
awesome.
up, and I was like freaking out. I was going to be late for class and all that stuff, and totally helped me out. It was
That's
kinda cool.
great.
So, all right, one last question. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever needed God's help?
Every single day.
I know that's it seems like a very simple
Yeah.
question, but what about you? Do you ever needed God's help?
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I a lot of times treat them like a police officer or the fireman. I wait until I like need an emergency, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
kind of take for granted that, but I need them in every decision and everything that I do and everything. So, yeah.
That is so very true, Dwight. I mean, that's a good thing. I think that's a lot of it is we wait until we're in trouble and then we're like, oh God, we need your help. But I think we realize that, boy, it's every day we need God's help, right? And if we don't seek God's help, we can sometimes get ourselves into some pretty tough situations. And
And then we realized we needed his help.
yeah. Well, yeah, I can say from personal experience, if I try to make a decision without consulting God first, it never seems to go well for me.
Well, it's kind of like having a friendship too, right? If you only hear from somebody when they need help and they're not having a relationship with you,
Yeah.
it kind of cheapens the friendship.
Yeah.
The relationship is not as good as if you're just all the time in
That's a good
relationship
point.
and depending on them. So,
Right, the importance of talking to God every day, in good times and in bad.
right.
And thanking Him when things are good,
Yep.
but asking for help when things get bad.
Yep.
So, in that, we're talking about Exodus and needing help, and today we're going to talk about Moses. Right? And we hear a lot of stories about Moses, but we're going to start about the beginning of Moses' life and how God helped through that process. But instead of me just babbling on about the story, how about we just take a look at the video, and then we have a special guest to help go over the story with us
Yes,
today.
we do.
So, you guys will love it. Guys, want to look at the video?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
The Faithful Hall of Fame, Moses. This is Moses. Heyo. Moses was a descendant of Joseph's brother Levi. Hey. Joseph and his brothers had many children and grandchildren who lived happily in Egypt. Eventually, a new pharaoh came to power who knew nothing of Joseph or what he had done. This pharaoh feared the Israelites because there was a great number of them living in Egypt, so he wanted to put a stop to their prosperity. Pharaoh made the Israelites slaves. He made them work long, hard hours building up Egyptian cities. But his plan didn't work, and the Israelites grew more in number and in strength. So Pharaoh made a rule that no Israelite boy would be allowed to live in Egypt. This is where Moses' story begins. You see, when Moses was born, his mother saw that he was a special baby, and she kept him hidden for 3 months. But when she could no longer keep him a secret, she made a basket and put him in the Nile River among the reeds. Moses' sister stayed to watch what would happen to her baby brother, and soon the Pharaoh's daughter came to the edge of the river. When she saw the basket, she sent her servant to get it. When she saw the baby, she felt sorry for him, thinking he must be an Israelite baby who wasn't supposed to live.
Excuse me.
Then Moses' sister asked the princess if she would like her to find an Israelite woman to take care of the baby. So Moses' sister went and got her mother. Moses' own mother took care of him until he was old enough to live in the Pharaoh's house, where the princess adopted him as her son. And so, Moses, an Israelite boy who wasn't supposed to live, became the adopted grandson of the Pharaoh and lived in the palace as God prepared him for a great destiny that was only just starting to unfold.
Well, hello once again, boys and girls. It's so nice to be with you. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday, and I hope you really enjoyed the wonderful fun that we called the video of Moses as a baby. Oh, how God provided through that time, and he offered so much help to Moses directly and indirectly through loved ones that cared for Moses. And so what we thought today that we would do is we're going to paint along on this canvas the story of Moses as a baby. So feel free to grab some paint and find something to paint on, and I'm just going to let you know what we've got on the palette today. It's a wonderful display of God's colors. We've got titanium white and we've got ruby red. We've got a little tuxedo black that we're going to throw into the mix. We've got some Van Dyke brown, a little bit of cerulean blue, we'll call it a midnight blue, some bright yellow and some wonderful grassy green. And so we're going to start today and we're going to talk through this. And as you already know, boys and girls, there was a river, right, that is in this story and part of the story. So we're just going to get started by identifying where that river would be. And you know, you don't have to paint the river quite as eloquently as this. It could be a straight river or an up and down river. Whatever you choose it to be is okay, because remember, there's no mistakes in painting. There's just happy accidents. And so this river is going to be split by a couple of things. At the top, we're going to put down where Moses was born. He was born in a village, right? He was born in a village with all the Israelites. And so there were so many Israelites. And if you remember in the story, Pharaoh, when he took over from the other Pharaoh, he was concerned about how many Israelites lived in the land. And so he didn't want any more Israelite boys to be born. But as you know, Moses was born. You know what we're going to do? We're going to circle this house right here, because I think that that's where Moses' house should be in this painting. And so Moses was born, and it says that his mom took care of him. And by taking care of him, how did she protect him? And how did God provide? Well, Moses' mom, she hid him right in her house. And she took care of him and hid him for a number of months. And it says that Moses was there. Let's look at a little there's Moses with his little sister, or big sister Miriam, and that's Moses' mom. And so as Moses started to grow up, a few months, Moses' mom decided that it was too dangerous for him to stay, so she built a little floaty crib. And we'll put it right there on the river. She walked herself down this little path right here. On those paths, don't forget to draw some bushes. Oh, there's always bushes on those paths, and probably put in some trees. Some trees remind me of the protection that God provided Moses. And as you can see, when we have some trouble in the wind, and the rain, and the hail, oh, we can hide right under a tree just to get some shelter, right? And so as Moses was going down the river, maybe there was an alligator that was waiting for him. But you know, it's my painting, so we can do what we want to do. So in this one, we're going to have a nice smiley face alligator. Oh, look at this alligator, so kind, so kind. I got to get some of that red off so I can finish this alligator right here. Oh, the alligator with his smiley face. Oh, I hope your painting's coming along as good as it is for me. And so Moses was floating down the river, and guess what? Pharaoh's daughter spotted him. And as you remember in the story, as God told it through the Bible, Pharaoh's daughter noticed Moses, and she took him in, and she wanted to care for Moses, but he needed to eat and be taken care of. And so Miriam, who was watching from afar, she came along and told the Pharaoh's daughter, that's right, that maybe she had somebody that could help take care of Moses. And so Pharaoh's daughter said, that sounds good. And so they brought Pharaoh's daughter through this path right here, right around here to Moses' mom. And they said, hey, maybe you could take care of this baby for a while. And so she agreed. And it was wonderful how God was providing this whole time. First of all, that Moses was safe. He was found by Pharaoh's daughter. He was brought back to his mom to be cared for as he grew up. And then he got to the point where he was getting big enough probably like a tree gets big. Let's draw a big tree over here. Oh, it's a wonderful tree. Sometimes there's different colors in trees. Not all trees are created the same color, the same size. We're all different, but we're all equal in God's sight, right? Just like these trees. He loves trees just the same as another tree. Maybe there's a tree over here that's got a little red in it. Oh, it's wonderful. Yes. Oh, back to the story. So Moses now was at the point where Pharaoh's daughter was ready to take him under his wing. And so they went down, and Pharaoh's daughter, she lived in a palace. Oh, I love to draw palaces, don't you, boys and girls? And so Moses was brought down into this palace to be taken care of by Pharaoh's daughter and to grow up to become a wonderful young man in sight of God. And it's just wonderful how God took care of him from a little baby all the way to living with Pharaoh. Well, boys and girls, my time is up. I'm going to let you go now and finish this painting. I hope you had as much fun as I did spending the morning together. And I just want to finish by saying, happy painting. And God bless, my friends.
Hey, good to see Bob Ross.
Yes, it is.
That man's kind of cool.
We get to keep the art, right?
Yeah, oh, we
Yeah?
absolutely
Okay,
get to keep
sweet.
the art. You know?
Probably going to be expensive.
It might be, but that is one cool cat right there.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, he's all right. You know, after hearing that story, so we set up the story talking about God's help. It is impossible to read that story and think that God's hand wasn't in that.
Oh, for sure. From the very beginning
Yes.
all the way through, yeah, you can look back and say, oh yeah, well, God was there for this, yeah.
Yep. So many things could have gone wrong,
Mm-hmm.
right? So many things could have gone wrong. But guess what? You know, we often think of just this moment and the end of the day and next week, and God has the ultimate plan, and He knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how He just lets one piece after another go into play just so His plan can be unveiled. I think
Right.
that's awesome.
I know.
So, you know what we haven't done yet today, Dwight, is pray. You want to pray for us?
Sure.
All right.
We can do that. Lord, we just thank you for the reminders of how much we need you. We thank you that you have proven yourself time after time about how you always come through, Lord. Sometimes we're unable to even ask you for help, but you're always helping us. You're always watching over us. And many times we all need your help in everything that we do. And even times, Lord, where we're having struggles or problems, you tell us to look to you. You tell us that you walk alongside us and you are our helper. And I thank you that we can rely upon you and trust you for that. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Dwayne. Well, you know what? We've done a lot of questions here and asking about different help and stuff, but Miss Angie, you got
Oh, that's
family
right.
discussion
We'll
questions.
give the family some questions.
Yeah, so we've got questions for you guys.
We're off the hook now, right? Yeah.
Families, we got some discussion questions for you guys at home that you can talk about at a dinner table or in the morning when you wake up. And you want to read them, Miss Angie?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. The first one, when are some times when you might feel helpless? It's a big question.
That is a very big question, and I bet there's going to be a lot of discussion on that question.
Yeah. Little people and big people.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Second question, when you feel helpless, who is the first person you want to talk to?
Well, that is another good question. That, Miss Angie, that is one of the questions I ask my kids when they were little every year, every season.
Oh, yeah?
I would walk through and say, if you have something you want to talk about, who could you go to? And they would list out all the people, and I would go, wow, that is so cool to have a family. And I mean, to be honest with you, when you work at the church and you're a lot of friends at the church, almost all of them are your church friends, and it's kind of a nice thing. So that's something we do as a
Sure.
family all the time.
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, last one. What are some ways God helps us when we feel helpless?
Man, these questions might last all week, families. Just saying, those
That's
are
okay.
deep ones.
That's a good
But
one.
so very good. So I hope you guys
Yeah.
enjoy those conversations at home, and hope you like today's Bible story and the idea of offering up how God can help us, as well as how other people can help us too. And I think we said before, as we were talking, the idea of Mr. Rogers, right?
Right.
The idea of looking for the people who help. We can do that every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this is one thing that we can do as families during the month of September, is look for those people that help us and say thank you. Writing a letter to maybe the person who does your mail, or to maybe to your parents who are helping you do schoolwork, or maybe even to your spouse who helps you in different ways of something, or to your brother and sister that may annoy you, but you love them. Maybe this is kind of a neat way to do a secret little way to say thank you to the people
Nice
that help you.
idea.
So, maybe a good idea to do this
I
month.
like
So,
that.
all right, so you guys, Joey, you want to take us out?
Sure.
All right, ready?
Yep, ready.
Let's move
it.
it.